let's jump right in, Berkweed.
Episode 16?
Hello, princess.
Have you actually seen the video that the audio comes from? It makes me so uncomfortable, but that video, like the audio, is so funny.
I don't even feel like I said it correctly.
Oh, you did so good.
Hello, princess.
Princess? P-W-I-N-C-S? Princess?
Exactly. Hello, Berkweed. You've thought about what your dad said to you. Let's hear some piece of advice from the saint.
Yeah, I have a couple. The first one is just, a little kid playing sports that I always heard growing up, but because, when you've got a coach who's just always yelling at you, and you're just like, why won't they stop yelling at me? And my dad's like, well, you should be nervous when your coach stops yelling at you. They've, when they're giving you feedback and they're talking to you, it means they want you to do better and believe that you can. But when they stop talking to you, that's when you should be concerned, because it means that either they don't think that you're hearing or listening and they've given up and moved on to something else. You should be concerned when your coach stops yelling at you, not because they are yelling at you.
Amen.
And then this other one, it kept coming to my mind. Maybe because it was like one of the most recent big moments that was really not a big moment, but felt like a big moment. This guy that I was talking to was moving, and I gotta give you all the details, but it was just a typical boy thing, and was moving into the situation without like really planning ahead, right? And I was like asking questions like, do you know, is there furniture? Are you gonna bring your own bed? What are you bringing? Do you know what's gonna look like when you get there? And he's like, I'm just gonna show up and find out. Like, okay, it couldn't be me, but okay. So he gets there, no furniture, just brings all this stuff. He's like, I'm just gonna sleep on the floor. I'm like, okay. Turns out that he tells me that one of his roommates is selling a mattress, I think for 50 or $100. And I was like, buy it. Like, you are gonna need a mattress to sleep. Just get that. And so he just like keeps hemming and hawing about it. And then next thing I know, I'm getting a text asking if I have a blow-up mattress. And I was like, just buy the mattress. Like, why do you and I'm like, no, I don't have a blow-up mattress. Like, I thought I did. I went and looked, but I didn't have it anymore. And so, like, I'm telling him that he just should buy this bed. Like, you're not going to find a mattress cheaper than that. Like, all this stuff. And it's been a bit of time now, so I don't really remember if other things happened in this moment, but this was kind of like a silly, like, it wasn't really heated, but it wasn't a great situation. Like, I don't know. It was just one of those, like,
There's some
tension-filled
tension.
conversations. Yeah. So I remember telling my dad about it, and he goes, did he ask for your opinion? I was like, well, he's like, did he ask for your opinion? I was like, well, no. And he's like, then don't give your opinion. And I was like, well, he was asking about a blow-up mattress, and he told me about this bed. So in my head, that was him asking for advice and my opinion. He's like, did he ask for your opinion? I was like, technically, if you break all that down, no, he didn't. But he involved me in this thing, so I feel like I had to help problem solve. And then when you look back, it really was just like, do you have a blow-up mattress? No, I don't. Okay, I'll figure out the next step. It wasn't, let me find one for you, you should buy this bed, blah, blah. It was just, he did not ask for my opinion, so I should not give it.
Mm-hmm. You know where I struggle? Like, first of all, that's true. And I feel like as the women species, we can help our counterparts and just listen. Because I feel like that's what most men just want to do, is just like be understood. At least what I've gathered in life. And so if we're giving all these opinions, it's like not about what they're saying anymore and like what we think. So anywho, I understand. I really do. While we put a pin in that I do understand, if there is no response, there's not a relationship. Like, I feel like whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship with a family member, whether it's a significant other relationship, like if the buck stops there and you just are like, cool, then you're not a very fun person to talk to. And it's like, I am like, I feel like if you just went into the conversation and someone just said, I want you to listen, then like, yeah, totally. At the same time, I think our natural instinct is to, at least if you're trying to build a relationship, you're trying to like, you're showing that you care. Honestly, I think those stories are very connected. You talked about like a coach not saying anything anymore. Like, you're trying to help them out. You're spending time and energy, shows that you care.
I don't
I think it can
disagree.
go both ways. I think
Yeah.
they can do, like, if they just want us to listen, boys also can apply to everyone. Just say, I want you to listen. And if a girl is giving you lots of advice, at least she's spending time on you. It's the same thing in a relationship. Like, if you're fighting a lot, like, at least there's some like breath left. When that you're not hearing from that person and they don't want to fight for you, then that's actually when it's more scary. They really go hand
That's
in
true.
hand.
Wow,
So,
way to tie it all together.
you know,
I was gonna say though, this is something that I feel like I'm learning, and I think that more people need to be better at. This is advice now for my mom, but when I was a freshman in college, my roommates, I had 3 new roommates, 3 teammates that I was living with, and there's one girl that had boyfriend drama all the time. And I remember listening and I would like give her advice and be like, okay, well, maybe don't do this or stop doing this thing. And it happened like multiple times. And then slowly it just like stopped coming up. And I remember telling my mom that I felt left out, like they weren't talking to me and involving me in these things. She's like, sometimes people just want to hear that sucks. I was like, interesting. What a wild concept. Like people don't want to solve the problem. I don't know how to deal with that. But I think that a lot of people don't know how to sit in the uncomfortable with other people. And so I think there's a lot to be said with even if someone's not asking for your opinion and they just want you to be in it with them. And I think it's hard because there's no real answer of how to do that. Like there's no blueprint of like when someone's going through this is how you just sit there with them. Like there's not. Like you have to figure out what it looks like to support them without fixing it, solving the problem, giving opinions and advice. Like it just what does it look like to just be there? And like I think that's really hard, but I think more people need that than we realize.
I just want to sit in that for a second. I think that was money. That was one of your best. Like, I think the word rant has a negative connotation, but like rants,
Yeah.
honestly. And I had so many thoughts like while you were talking about it, but I just really wanted to give you credit because I thought that was nice. I think that you need to learn that person, and there are moments like, especially maybe there's levels, right? Of like they're super down, like something really bad just happened to them, and like they don't need like right, that's just like feeling it out, like hearing that sucks is helpful for sure. But then also like knowing that person, I think that's why you and I get along is we talked about like mommy energy and daddy energy and baby energy last week. It's like, do those people want to problem solve and like get a different result? I think that all of us in our lives can think about at least one person in our lives. Because also, from an outside perspective, everything always seems easier because you don't have any emotions tied into it or
Right.
past experiences. So, always, always from the outside, something is easier. With that being said, that we can look in on someone else's life and hear their perspective and be like, if you just did XYZ, your solution would be solved in 2 seconds, but you are digging yourself into a hole. And that actually is what I wanted to say about this whole like moving situation with the story with this dude that you're saying is like, I have a problem and I'm like you because we're problem solvers. We just want to make our lives simple and ultimately we're trying to achieve happiness. So something is an obstacle. Okay, how are we going to get through this obstacle around it? Like whatever we need to do to make it best case scenario. And so like you are trying to find a way to like make his life easier. And I am going to speak for you and you can tell me if I am wrong, but I feel like if we're hearing something from someone, especially if it's the same thing over and over again, it's almost like I don't want to hear it. You're either going to change your course of action or don't waste my time because like this is insanity. And like we are not those people that will do the same thing expecting a different result. And there's a lot of people that will. And so I think that we just hit a breaking point, like I almost just did with a hypothetical situation because we get so frustrated because we're problem solvers.
Well, I
And
think the
do you think
situation.
that babies are like, I feel like babies are not as big as problem solvers as people? Side note. I don't know. That's like a new thing. I'm just, it's this new theory I'm testing.
I just don't think they try to be.
Right. What were you gonna
Like,
say?
like I think, hopefully Gentry doesn't listen to this, but I think youngest siblings have
Yeah.
a lot, like a higher baby percentage
Yeah.
because they're so used to an older sibling or parent doing things for them, you know?
I
And so
being the
it's
baby, I
not,
can tell you it's not that though. It's
it's
because you get privileges that the older ones didn't, and you want to use that card because life is easier, and they like,
right. And it's not that they aren't capable.
yes,
They're
more than
so, they're usually, yeah, more than capable and usually have a better way to do it, but they don't want to
it's just
because why would they expend energy when they don't have to? Yeah.
me.
I think that the situation about this guy moving, I think it would have been a different story had this happened over weeks. This all happened in one day. So like
Okay.
it wasn't an over and over and over like you're not solving this problem. Maybe it happened in 2 days, whatever. But like so it wasn't enough that I should have been annoyed, you know? Like it wasn't like
Okay.
every other week or every couple days throughout the next couple of weeks it was like what should I do about this bed? Just buy the mattress, you know? Like it wasn't like that. So
That
different
makes
story.
sense.
I will say, and this is like off topic but back to the things we were talking about just because I brought up that like sitting in it with someone just because it's something that I think I'm trying to learn and be better at. Like, time is relative right now, but several weeks ago now, I feel like I was going through something hard, and I normally would have just sat in my room and like been sad and like dwelt on it. But I could tell that I just, with the relationships that I had built up with this team that I was on, that I just like wanted someone to be there, and I like just wanted someone to give me a hug. And I remember I called you because the person that I wanted was had something going on at the time. So I called you and you just sat there on the phone and listened to me cry for a while. But then we went on this road trip. We had our last road trip to San Diego. And I remember still feeling like I just need this connection. And we were sitting by the pool. I don't remember if we played the game or not, if this was like the day later or that evening or whatever. But one of my teammates who kind of knew the situation, we were all like laying out by the pool, and I walked over to her and I was like, "Can I just like lay with you for a second?" She was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I just laid on her and I just kind of told her what happened. I just like cried and she just held me. And I was like, this is so nice to feel comfortable leaning on someone. And this is what it means to just be there. Like, she didn't fix the problem for me. She didn't tell me it was going to be okay. It was just like, I'm so sorry, that sucks. And just let me cry and be close to me. And it was like, I'm so grateful for her in that moment. And like, and it was for you too, to sit there and listen to me cry for a while. But like, you know, there's something different when you realize what you need and are opening up to that situation. Like, that's not something I would have done, you know, a year or two ago, because I just didn't think I needed it, or I didn't think that it would help. But like,
It did, yeah.
it did, yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing. And I think it's also just someone putting themselves out there. And I think that and you did, like just
Yeah.
going to people for help. And of course, it's being vulnerable, but ultimately, like we all want to feel better. So it's just like taking that first step. And I also want to give you credit because even if that person's not putting themselves out there, like Berkeley has been one of the best friends I've ever had. And she would show up like one night going through a really rough patch in my life, darkest time probably ever. And I get a knock at my door. And because living in Utah, I wasn't that scared, but I was still kind of scared because I didn't inspect anyone. And it's Berkeley with like paints and canvases. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "We're going to paint." And I just didn't realize how much I needed that because otherwise I just would have been spending that night alone. And like it was just at least one night of good memories and a really tough time. And it just felt like when you add those moments together, that you can start to feel, you know, like yourself again, slash getting through these hard times. And so, like, even if someone's not putting themselves out there and you know someone's going through a hard time, I think what it means to be a good friend is just like showing up anyway, making them food. There's no excuse now. You live across the country, DoorDash them their favorite meal. And a lot of people don't think about these things, which is, you know, that's totally fine. One reason to do this podcast, put some all the bad ideas out there, sometimes good ones, and just like show up, or even like a text message, you know, and getting to know the people and how they operate. Like, I just learned that one of the families I used to live with, the mom doesn't receive a lot of words from the husband, and that's like what she needs the most. And so now, like, after listening to that, and I'm just like so grateful they took me in high school, and like honestly are some angels in my life. Like, I want to write her, and I want to write her like a really nice letter and send it to her in the mail because she just means a lot to me. And so just like when you do pick up on those things, there's like a lot of things that we can do to give to the ones that we love. So I also just want to give you credit because you've taught me how to be a better friend. And I think it's one of my strengths. One of my huge strengths is being a great friend, but like you've taught me just even how to be a better friend. So,
well, thanks. But I think you're really good at that. You've always sent cards and stuff. And like, I just saw a picture
I know
in my phone of a letter that you had the team send to my parents when we had that our flights got canceled, and the whole team came over to my parents' house and had them all sign a letter, just say thanks, even though it like wasn't a big deal to my parents, you know, but it, you know, and that letter meant a lot. But you're always really good at those things.
Thankfully, I had the head coach, I was an assistant. The head coach was this man who was like 64 years old and like Mr. Miyagi. And we talked about in the last episode, like just being really grounded and like getting back to the basics. Like, this man had no social media. I mean, of course, like his age had something to do with it, but he was just like a really old soul. And I just had learned so much from him. And something that I'm realizing while talking to you about this is like, people may not never have this experience with people, especially in today, like everything is just like so new and fast. And like finding someone who's slow and like grounded and in touch with the world and like listening to what they have to say and like observing what they do, that's so different than the life that we live, I think is super important. It probably varies by state as well. Like San Francisco is probably very different than middle of nowhere, Montana.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like I think slowing down is really important. And he taught me like how to do that. And I think when you slow down, you see those things. So like telling your parents thanks for letting us hang out for a few hours, and I forgot all about that.
I know, crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. We were heading somewhere. Was it to Texas?
Yeah, somewhere in
And the flight
Texas.
was delayed. I think it was to El Paso. And the flight was delayed like 4 or 5 hours or something, maybe longer. Because remember, we had a practice at your old club. And then
Yeah,
we
it
went
was
over
a
to your
long
parents'
time.
house too. And we just like swam. I think
Yeah,
people
the
like
girls just did
napped.
homework like in our backyard and in the
Yeah. And it was
house,
so
and
nice to have just like space to spread out as opposed to like going to like hang out in the airport. And so
yeah,
thankfully, since we were flying out of Vegas, we can just pop over to your house. That
yeah,
was fun.
yeah. It was great.
Impromptu. That's one thing I really miss about coaching, or even like we took the team as like a random surprise because it was going to be a European trip turned into a trip to Vegas, going 2.5 hours away, and went to a Brazilian steakhouse and went to Berkeley. Was that time we went to your volleyball game too?
Hmm.
Went to go watch Berkeley play, which was so cool to support a professional team, let alone an old coaching staff member. Yes, please. So that was just like a really fun weekend.
Yeah, it was so fun to have the
Vegas
girls
was
come and
great.
watch. I
That
think
was
we
one of the
lost, but it was
trippiest
still fun.
things ever because it was like you always have like business, recruiting or like a match, and it was like there's nothing we're trying to accomplish. Like we're just trying to have
Yeah,
fun. Like I need to adjust.
yeah.
It was really fun to go. That was awesome. That was like it's May. Was
It
it
was like in
3 years
March or
ago?
something. Yeah, because it was that first season, 24.
So it was
Oh,
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. That's really fun.
yeah,
You had
crazy.
one season. You had 2 seasons in Vegas. Am I wrong? Okay, so I think it was in 23. It's
No, 24 and 25, and then 26 was in Michigan.
oh, because you're like January. Oh, that
Hmm.
makes sense. Yeah, it's
I know,
just
it really
crazy because
messes
it
me up
felt
being in the beginning of the year.
felt way longer than 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Every
kind of
time I
that makes
realize
me
it's,
feel better.
yeah,
When something feels like way longer ago and it wasn't that long, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm living my life. Like, please don't fly by. Oh my gosh, I have something really, because this happened today too. Okay, there's this stigma in America that I hate, and I like don't know how to stop it.
yeah,
You ask someone, this goes right hand in hand in the conversation that we're having right now. You ask someone, "How are you doing?" The answer really commonly, I mean, besides good, super lame, is busy.
hmm,
And I don't think that's a good thing. And it's also hard because like if days are slow, they feel like they drag on. And so like I understand that, but like then you do the flip side and it's like, do you actually want your days to go by fast, which means your life goes by fast and like we're not actually like enjoying it to the fullest. Like who wants to live a fast life if you're trying to enjoy it and be happy, you
yeah.
know? And so it's like, oh, I'm really busy. And I'm like, I just don't even know what to say anymore. I'm like, oh, okay. And I go, hopefully it's a good busy. Or it's like, oh, today's going by so slow. I'm like, well, what do you like to do on when you have some more free time? Like I try to just bring some joy into it, but you know what I'm saying?
Changing the world one how's your day at a time.
I never say good. I say fab, and a lot of people think I say bad because it like sounds like that. This guy asked me how I was doing, and I was like, great, how's your day? And then he responded with blessed. I was like, I think I'm gonna start saying that one.
Yeah,
I like stopped. I was like, oh, okay, love that.
taking it back. Yeah, after that card game, the We're Not Really Strangers, that was like their big thing. It was like, how are you really? After that, if it's someone that I have somewhat of a I've had conversations with before, I'll give a really honest answer. If it's someone just
Mhm.
like in passing, it's just like good and you move on because it's just like you don't have time to just break down your life for them. But like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm really conscious of it. Not necessarily the busy part, but I do know that that comes like that was one of their things. Like good or busy comes up a lot when you say how are you, and so yeah, trying to give a more real answer anytime I hear that question.
Mhm. And then it makes me wonder because how are you is such a wonderful question, but it's become like a what's up or like a hi.
Well, and
So,
what's funny, just this thought, like while I was saying that, is I feel like what feels like a real answer is like being honest about, what you're struggling with. So it's like, oh, today's been really tough or whatever. But
mhm.
what's wrong with this has been a struggle, actually, a thought that I've had the last few weeks because social media is a highlight reel, right? And so all we're seeing is the good. But at the same time, I'm like, what's wrong with seeing the good? Because I feel like we see so much bad that it's like, why can't we focus more on the positive? And so it's like, what's wrong with just being like, this has been great, even though there's been negative things or things have been hard, and it's like, it's not that I want to hide this negative or struggles. I just want to live more in the happy
There's nothing wrong with that.
than the negative, you know? I just
There's
think
nothing
that
wrong
right
with
now we think real means hard, and that doesn't need to be the case.
That's true. It's just real.
Yeah.
We could
Or
also
maybe that's
be,
just me, but yeah.
no, no, I'm with you. We could also be confrontational. Like someone's watch this, ask me, how are you?
How are you?
Do you really want to know? Not-
Well, now I'm intrigued, yeah.
Or are you actually asking? Okay, actually, like not kind of being serious, but I definitely would not do that. Depending who it is. When most people ask but just in past when they say, how are you? They're like, hey, how are you? I don't respond. Or I just say, hi, and I finish there because I genuinely think most people don't give a
No,
hoot.
they don't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really pisses me off when people ask that in passing. It's like, you said, how are you? And then you're passing me, and it's like, what did you expect me to say? Oh, I'm doing great. Please, like,
Feedback. We're gonna break down every part of my week, and you can conclude how I'm doing, but you're gonna hear about it.
someone at the
Bring it
grocery
back.
store said that. They're like, hi, how are you? And whatever I said, I think I was still talking to Gentry, so I didn't even really respond to them, but I was like on my way to like respond. And so whatever I said to Gentry, they were just like, oh, good. I was like, you weren't even listening. I didn't even respond to you. Like, I wish I could remember exactly what was said, but whatever it was not good. It was not worthy of the response that they gave. And I was like, okay, like what? Why say it then if you weren't gonna listen?
Bro, I'm dying because, like I just said, I don't respond. You just reminded me. People are like on robot mode because like I'll say hi. Okay, this is how just tell me hi back. This is the conversation. Hey, how are you doing? Good. Like they expected me to say good and how are you that they already answered good
Right.
and I just didn't and then I like was walking away laughing so I'm like that did not go how you thought it was gonna go and do you even like realize that it kind of goes back to like you're getting on a plane and they're like have a great flight and you're like you too and you're like
Yeah.
honestly I like have stopped caring about that.
Yeah. I don't.
Just you
That
two, I'm
doesn't.
like they
It's
probably
not
get it all day
embarrassing.
long.
Yeah.
It's not in Bear anymore.
No, it's not.
Okay, what are the things that you've learned this week?
Okay, this week I was unpacking a lot. I'm just so unpacking. But this is a weird thing I learned because I think I've only ever used a drill once, and it might have been when we were putting together furniture in your office. And that's different than putting something on a wall. I hung shelves today, and then the stupid mirror in my bathroom at my parents' house comes up to here. So if I want to use my mirror, I have to like duck, and it's just 3, 4, or 5 years of this, and I'm gonna move this mirror. So I moved it today, figured out how to do that, raised it. So accomplished. Yeah.
You're a carpenter.
Yeah. Just call me Sabrina.
I was gonna say Miss Carpenter. Did
Do a
you
house tour.
okay, the mirrors that you're talking about in the bathroom is huge, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe you moved that whole thing.
It's just like 2 hooks on the side, like a picture. Just lift it right off, move the screws up, lift it back on.
Did you feel so you said accomplished?
Yeah, it was great.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's so daddy energy of you.
Thank you. I wish I could flip the camera because it's literally. Oh, yeah, I can't. It's
Okay.
literally right behind me, right behind the camera.
Do you want to turn your screen so everyone can see it? Or do you want to insert a picture? Oh my gosh, look at him.
It's not decorated very well.
Protein?
Yeah. It's my stock from Michigan.
No wonder your car was filled. I wanted to send 3 bags back. They were
I
just
know.
all protein.
Well, it's protein, collagen, and creatine. So it's not all just protein. But still. Yeah.
Awesome. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Thank you. What else did I learn? I've had a website since, well, I've always loved designing websites. Did you know that about me? When I was like,
Yes, and I think it's a huge talent.
how old was I? Like, we were living in that house. So I was probably like in middle school. And like Wix.com, just like a free for all. You could just design websites. It was free for a while. You couldn't do it. Like, you didn't have your own so like you could create a website, but it was like at Wix.com or something. It's like, I hated that. But I was just making websites like nobody's business just for fun. Like that was fun to me. So I've always loved websites. But then in college, we had to make a portfolio, like a website. So for like once we graduated, we had a place for people to, go look at our work and then contact us. And it was a nice stepping stone. So I've had one since college, and I change it, I update it, I do all sorts of stuff, and I don't think anybody knows, because who's going to my website? Who's going? Like, nobody. And there's no reason to go there. I don't really post about it or be like, hey, go check this out. Every once in a while I'll do something and like get some traffic. Like a couple years ago, my friend and I created a zine called Quixotic, and so I was selling it off the website. And so
Which, by the way, this is one of Berkeley's really cool fun facts about her. What does the word quixotic mean? It actually has a definition.
yeah, Quixotic means extravagantly romantic. It's one of my favorites.
So
This can
great.
be for next time. I'll talk about it
Yeah.
next time. So again, that brought some traffic, but like there's for the amount of time and effort I've put into this website, the amount of people that are seeing it is just like it's not worth it, but it's like fun for me. But this week, so my goal this off season, I want to try to do some freelance photography, and so I've spent some time trying to clean up this website because my struggle is there's so many things that I'm passionate about, and I don't want this website to like just be photography, but I need something that looks professional enough that when people see it, they want to ask and reach out and get in touch to book. But there's also like I've done a lot of writing, I do a lot of like sewing and stuff. Like I want to be able to sell some of the things that I've made on there. And so trying to create a website that encompasses all these things that I enjoy that isn't too over the top. That's what I've been doing this week too.
I want to see this website.
Yeah, berkeleydawn.com.
Oh, okay.
Check it out, everyone.
I definitely will.
So yeah, the hard part, the most frustrating thing to me though, is when you design a website, you design it on a computer, right? And so you design it for a desktop computer,
Why not?
but you also have to design it for the mobile, and it's not as cool on the mobile. And I'm always like, please open your computer. It's just never gonna happen. So
Desktop life.
I know.
Perfect.
So it wasn't really something I learned, but something I worked on. There's a lot of things I worked on this week.
Nice. Well, I think
Yeah.
that it also gives an insight to your talents. And I
I
think
sewed Gentry a graduation dress, and we made her graduation announcements.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's graduation time.
I know, crazy, right? I was gonna have her send you one, but then she like had enough people to send 50 cards to, and I was like, wow, I'll just send Casey a picture then. Because
Hey,
you were like, you're sending them now? I'm like, so Casey deserves one. She needs one now, even though it's late.
she graduates like next week. Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
sending. Okay, got it. I forgot about graduation announcements before you brought
I
that
know.
up before, which is crazy. It's graduation time and allergy season time.
Yeah.
I don't know
Actually,
if you're feeling
I
it.
can't say yeah because I haven't felt it yet.
Oh my gosh.
So knock on wood, but I feel
California
like
is bad. Like so many people that like I haven't sneezed. I sneeze maybe. Do you ever think about how much you sneeze? I sneeze like once every 2 days.
that's a lot.
Like that's not very much. One time every
I don't
2
think I've
days?
sneezed in like a month.
Okay, you're weird. Anyway, Miss Alien, I feel like I'm more normal. I guess this is a debate, a hot topic. We'll see where people land in the sneeze category. But what I'm trying to get at is I sneezed like 27 times in like 2
Okay.
hours, and I was like really feeling it. And there's a lot of people in California they're like, I've never had allergies like this. It's really, really bad. And then I thought back to pollen count is a thing. And it's in the air and they track how much pollen's there. And apparently like 80 to 100, it goes from like 0 to 20, 20 to 40, blah, blah, blah. And like 80 to 100 is like extremely high. When I was in Eugene, Oregon in the spring, I remember this time walking to class and I was like, okay, you couldn't stop sneezing. I counted in a 10-minute walk 51 sneezes. I'm not exaggerating because the pollen count was like 572. Again, 100 is high, like extreme. 500 is like that's Eugene every time during this time of year. So I feel like we can't even talk because like we're not Oregon. It is pain. Like you guys don't realize this in Vegas because you don't have seasons. Like
No, we usually get it here, but I think I had so much in Michigan that I don't know if my body hasn't caught up or it's just like, oh, this is nothing now. Because I feel like I dealt with a lot in Michigan and now
you adapted.
I'm just not aware.
Level of
Yeah.
this. Okay, I just can't get over that you sneeze once a month. That is crazy. Weird fact about me. I don't know if you knew this. When I'm tired, it used to be a lot more consistent, but when I'm tired and I usually sneeze twice. You know how everyone like sneezes a certain amount of times. I like 99% of the time, like I sneeze like back and then I sneeze again. When I'm really tired and I'm like going to bed, I'll sneeze like once. I feel the sneeze coming on. I sneeze just once. It's always one time, and then I fall asleep in like 5 seconds. It doesn't happen all the time, but like when that sneeze happens, I smile because I'm like, I'm about to knock out. It's just one time, like without fail. It's the weirdest
Have you
thing.
ever not fallen asleep after that sneeze?
No.
Wow.
It's
That's
like I'm really
impressive.
tired, but it's not exhausted because when you're like super exhausted, you know how your like body thinks you're dying, and so like you
Yeah.
flinch to like wake up because your body's like, hello.
Yeah.
Like so I'll flinch really hard. So it's like not that
Mhm.
exhausted, but like pretty tired. I'll like chew.
Gotcha.
We'll talk about next time. I have the funniest sleep talking stories for you.
Love
The
that.
funniest.
Okay. Next time we're booting our last one to the next one. So pianos and sleep talking for next episode.
No,
And
it's true.
quixotic.
Quick
Stay
exotic.
tuned.
Stay tuned.